Hello and welcome to episode 5 in a series that is going to be exploring the HurleyAllCraft Minecraft world. In this episode we're going to trek into the Nether and see what structures have been built in the world over there and to investigate any mechanisms and sites to see. So let me log into our server here. Now the main nether gate that we'll be using is actually in the Hurley residence. So if you don't know how to get there or you would like to see just a general overview of the Hurley residence, then refer to episode 4 in this series. I'm going to head over here to Brent Station and just take the rail line over. Unfortunately, as I've noted in previous episodes, there's something with Minecraft 1.5 and possibly later where when you jump in the minecart you can't actually focus on the button for a little bit, so I have to sit here and wait. It's unfortunate. Maybe this is fixed in later versions of Minecraft. Come on. There we go. Okay, now the nether gate we're going to be using is actually in a room called the Arcane Room. In episode 4 we just took a quick look around the room. It's got an enchanting table and brewing stand. But the main feature is the nether gate, and this room was actually constructed when the world was a survival world, and the base constructs that we'll see when we go through the gate were actually constructed in the survival world as well. Later on we came back in creative mode and we added some more extensive stuff that I'll show you. Okay, so you go through the main living quarters here and to the arcane room. And here is our nether gate. And through we go. Now there's a station on the other side here protecting the nether gate. I've got it in creative mode right now so we don't get blown to bits by ghast and other things trying to demo this. So the entire nether gate is wrapped in this station. If you come here in survival mode, expect to have windows blown out. That seems to be the usual process in visiting the nether. The cobblestone will hold up just fine against the ghast, but the windows don't, and I couldn't quite bring myself to just make the entire structure totally sealed in. I guess let me go back out here while we're flying around. Wow, taking it a little while to render. There's a railway that runs here. As you can see, it's got to be fully enclosed to protect you from ghast, so it's a bit more involved to create the rail system in the nether than it is in just the real world. A simple lighted track bed doesn't work. Okay, so let's take a peek around. Obviously, come over here if you're exploring the nether. You've got some storage, crafting table, furnace. The little hatch that you see over here to the left of the nether gate was actually a first attempt at just exploring what was in the nether. So I tried mining some. Now, there's not a lot down here, but we'll go down and we'll explain what you'll see in case you come and visit this area. So we tunneled all the way down to the bedrock here. And then heading down this tunnel, one of the first things I hit was actually a cave. So there's a lot of mushrooms. If you happen to be after mushrooms, this would be a place to go. If you come off to the right over here, there's actually a large cluster of glowstone. Now, it's not as big as it used to be. I've actually harvested quite a bit of this when I was in the survival game. But if you've never seen a glowstone cluster, or you want to be able to get close to one, this is a good place to come. Now, the other end of this cave, there's not much to see. It's pretty much explored around the end. It is lit. You'll just come to a dead end up here. And hadn't gone any further. Again, this was trying to just see if there was anything that was buried or that you could get into kind of at the lowest level in the Nether. So far, not a lot of success there. So now we'll head up, we'll take a look at the tower, and then we'll get on the rail line and we'll ride it out to the next station. Okay, now obviously the tower we came back and we built once this was a creative mode server. So there is the original roof that was on the building if you want to come up here and look around. Not particularly practical when you're in survival mode. You're just going to get shot at the whole time you're up here. Okay, so heading up the tower here. And there's no point in worrying about the pigmen. They will get in no matter what you do. They seem to generate in here regardless of whether it's lit or not. Well, at least in this Minecraft version they do. Okay, very top of the tower. Again, still kind of unfinished here. This doesn't actually go anywhere yet. So if you want to come in and continue the world, you're welcome to mine up above that and, you know, break out a passage somewhere. But in the actual release version 2, this is as far as it'll go. There's also a door that's not quite all the way up to the top of the tower here. And it was going off to kind of this little peninsula that was sticking off here. So, kind of scenic. Again, if you're in survival mode, you're going to be getting shot at by ghast the whole time you're up here. You can see the tower there. And off to this side, you can see the railway running. Kind of a good view of what's around in Nether, at least in this particular world where the gate is. Okay, well that's pretty much all there is to show off here at kind of the main station. So we'll head back down and get on the rail line. Now the purpose for the rail line originally was to protect me from getting blown up while I tried to get across the Nether and to a place where I'd found a Nether fortress. At the time it was so I could get up and harvest things out of the Nether fortress like Nether wart, getting the blaze powder from blazes and things of that nature. So if you've never seen a Nether fortress, watch and you'll see the path we take to get out to it here. Now the rail line doesn't go anywhere close to all the way to the Nether fortress, but it does get us across the lower land down here. Okay, so here we are. If you need to get out and take a peek around, this is just a very simple station. In this case, there's no rails for spiders or anything like that, since there are none in the Nether. Okay, and then there is a ladder to the back here, and this is going to take us up into the roof. And another ladder. And then this gets us into, originally this was just a passage where I had run across the Nether and then actually just kind of dug into the side of the hill here and punched into a cave. If you follow the cave going up, you'll notice that we come to a break in the ceiling, and I've kind of got some torches to show you where the blocks are that you can jump up. So this is kind of like level 2. And if you start here, if you go back around this hole, around the lava pool, there's a big hole here. Be careful you don't fall down this. It's literally goes all the way down to where the station is below us. But if you go past that, look for these 2 lava streams that are coming down. There's kind of like a little path in between it. You'll have to excuse all the fire. Most of this is me getting shot at by ghast trying to get to and from the Nether fortress when this world was originally a survival world. It's also the reason for the large amount of pitting that's in the ground here. You'll see a couple of torches if you're heading the right way. And the Nether fortress is actually kind of off this end over here. So now I've got some torches down there where you can see if you want to jump off to that area. We'll see if they're out over here. There is a blaze spawner you need to be careful of. It doesn't look like you can see them right now, but they'll be generating kind of over here on this long bridge area. There'll be quite a few of them. So again, if you come in here in survival mode, make sure that you are well armored and just kind of be careful. In addition to that section of the fortress, I'll go down this one first. There's actually no way back up from the other side, so you'll need to bring some blocks. Over here, the netherrack goes all the way down to the base fortress, so I can kind of show this area first, and then we'll head back over. The fortress itself is actually pretty good size. This is kind of a bridge, but we can get off here and we can kind of look back and see the majority of the Nether fortress here. Alright, then we'll head back around and I'll jump down onto it and we'll actually go inside it. And just be careful where you jump. There's an open doorway there. If you kind of jump over near the edge, you'll be alright on the way down. Okay, so here we are, and heading in. Now originally there was some nether wart growing down here on the soul sand. Now I'd actually harvested that and then planted it back in my house in the regular world. Here's one of the blazes I was talking about. And further down here you can see that it's a fairly large structure. In all honesty, I haven't explored the entire thing yet. There are bridges all over the place. And so again, if you've never found or never had an opportunity to explore another fortress, here's a pretty large one, which is largely left untouched as well. So bring plenty of torches. Here we go. Let me put it in fly mode here. We can see everybody. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where there are a large number of these guys that spawn, so there's probably a spawner around here somewhere. Okay, well, that is primarily what I had to show in the Nether here. Unfortunately, not quite as extensive as the regular world is. But in all fairness, the Nether is a much more challenging place to actually try and build and survive than the regular world. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and in future videos we'll be heading back into the regular world to explore the other constructs that are further away from the origin point, like some of the cities, some of the temples, and the Wizard's Tower. So Again, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to play around with this world, it is freely available from minecraftworld.com, and the name of the world is HurleyAllCraft. Thanks for your time.